Hey everyone, it's Clint Tucker, guitar trainer and coach. November 9th, 2020, it is volume 12 of Monday Motivation. Last week I talked about not getting frustrated when you have a goal, because the process is what you need to trust, not the short-term immediate results. And I want to give you an example of that today, is how to actually work within your limits, right? Let's say that there is a progression that I'm wanting to work on. E to F sharp minor, or to A to D. And let's say that those parts were kind of hard for me to play. What I would do is I would set up my first part to be maybe E to F sharp minor, and that's what I'm going to work on. And I might set it up to be at like 60 beats per minute, and I will work at 60 beats per minute, you know, like that right there. And I would work through that at least 5 to 10 reps because it's really short. And then I would work it up to 65% or 65 beats per minute and do the same thing. Then work it up to 70. So I'm kind of working within a, you know, a 10 beat per minute range. And I would do that, you know, as part of my routine every day. And the next week, I might add to 75. So I would go 60, 65, 70, 75. And I might actually go ahead and use that in my first week and then work it all the way from 60 to 80. But the idea behind it is that when you get to the top of the limit, whatever that may be, you might be running into some issues and it feels like you're not getting it. Don't be frustrated right here. Instead, kind of like go ahead and expect it to sound bad. Expect it to not work very well. And it's just like if you're in sales. Don't expect to get a yes. Instead, expect to get a no. And go ahead and look for those no's. So when you call somebody and you're prospecting, you can expect them to say no. And kind of like, I know it's going to be a no. Therefore, it's not going to make you feel bad when you get that no. And it's just like, it's not going to make you feel bad when that chord progression sounds terrible at that speed. Go ahead and expect it to be that. It's part of the process. You need to feel what it is like to go that fast. And you need to feel what it is like to do 50 sales calls a day. All right? And what's going to happen is that over time, you're going to start getting more yeses. And that progression is going to get a lot easier because you've got familiarity. The brain has processed a way to get your fingers to do it better, more efficiently, with less effort. Think of it as like a foreman. And the factory is in your brain, and one of the workers is your fingers, right? And the foreman is telling a certain message to those fingers, you know, whatever that signal it is to do that chord. And right now, they barely can understand the information that he's given them. And it seems like it's miles away. So they can't really get it. It's almost like trying to tell somebody something very important 300 feet away. But as you continue to do it, you start to notice those things. And it's almost as if the foreman, the brain, is now closer. And that feedback loop is now getting closer and closer. To where when you just naturally are doing it, it's almost as if that foreman is right there. And literally whispering in the ears of the workers. Well, the 50 sales calls become so natural. You're expecting the no's that all of a sudden you start to get more yeses. Or whatever thing that you might be working on that you're afraid of messing up at or failing at. You got to embrace the boredom and embrace failure in order to be great. So I don't expect to be great at whatever pattern that I'm working on at 180 beats per minute. I don't expect to be great at that at all. But what I do expect is that to feel more natural over time. And maybe one day I just wake up and I'm better at it. Because the foundations of the movement have circled enough to that feedback loop has gotten so close that the foreman in my brain has told my finger workers exactly what needs to happen at the right amount of time, revolutions or whatever RPMs that the brain would work at, to where I didn't even notice it. I just was better. You didn't even notice it, but you became a better salesman. You didn't even notice it, but you ran farther today. And you didn't have to, express as much energy. This is where the process has been taking over. You have to trust the process, and you have to realize that boredom and failure are part of it. So embrace the boredom. Guys, that's all I have for you. If you would, go ahead and like and subscribe. And go to my Facebook page and like it. If you want to get a session with me, I do in-person and virtual lessons. Go to cwtucker.com and click the booking tab. I want y'all to have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.